We're 5 days out from Hurricane Milton. We're just riding the boat along the areas of water on the other side of Gulfport. That's the storage unit for boats. And yeah, I was going on. You see there's boats up, sailboats up almost next to the houses over there. I can't really get any closer because we're afraid of debris that might be in the water. Getting bored with sitting in the house with no power. Fortunately, the water got turned back on.
That bird sitting on that broken mast.
These have become perches for birds, the ones in the water. You see some really big boats up on land that they're going to have some issues getting them down. Up on in bushes, and it's just a mess. Well, you can see a bunch up against the, now we're getting into Gulfport where it starts. Sailboats. Bunch are up against the seawall. We're going to be coming up on the Gulfport Casino, which had, I guess, a lot of water inside for Hurricane Helene, but they got a lot of wind. We didn't get much flooding because the Hurricane Milton pulled the water out of the bay. So it did well there with regards to flooding, but the wind was, we got the north side of Hurricane Milton, and that had the really strong winds. So hence all the boats up against the seawall. And we have a pelican coming into view, flying off. Bye. This dock is probably going to need a little repair, but it looks pretty good. See, they're out working on, this is a big restaurant area right on the Gulf Boulevard there in Gulfport, and it looks like a lot of stuff came down with those. Still see a bunch more boats up against the water. So this is the Gulfport Casino, and there is a big sailboat right up against it. Some on the ground. That seawall that was there seems to be gone. See a lot of paint that came off. I'm not sure what that black thing is that's there. The Gulfport gecko statue is still up on the beach. Facing the other direction so you can't see it very well. What is that flag looking thing? You know? Chris, do you know what that flag is on the beach type thing? And there's a big catamaran up on the beach. That's a heavy thing.
Karaoke?
Yeah, karaoke. I wonder how there's a really cool playground they just put up over there. I hope that's still good. Watch out for the swim area buoys. But you see all that, those flags right there?
Yes, I do.
What do you suppose that is?
Oh, the playground lost its top.
Playground lost its top. That used to be all shaded. I mean, they just.
That boat all the way up there by the road.
Oh, there's boats up on that beach too.
That's in the parking lot.
Oh, that's in the parking lot. Excuse me, it's parked upside down.
Well, these two flashed into each other.
That was a really nice playground too. Three boats piled up together there. Oh, there's one up over there on the seawall. I mean, you can see what kind of, just from the boats alone, what it's going to take to get those back. And with the houses that were up against that area, anything along that Gulf Boulevard was flooded pretty badly. Last camera views I had were like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and the big what do they call it again? I've been listening to too many hurricane things. The flooding water came really in between 10 and 2 a.m. I mean, that's a big, heavy boat right there, all the way up on the seawall. A lot of these boats, they aren't insured because of what it takes to, you have to get them assessed, and if you're in a marina, you have to pay for insurance, but it's expensive, you know, and a lot of the marinas are very expensive. So we took our boat out and we ended up selling it because it was going to be like $450 a month, and that was like, how long was that ago? 4 years? I wouldn't have wanted to be, if those sailboats came up by those condos, you know that the water was in the bottom of those. But they look like they were built with concrete blocks, so they didn't seem to lose anything. And it doesn't look like any of the windows blew out, which some of them have hurricane shutters on, but I guess they're all probably hurricane rated, so they didn't put any on. It's awfully hard to, can't board those up unless you get a big old window washer thing. See a lot of trees, even around our house. They lost a good portion of their leaves, if not their limbs. Poor palm trees are looking pretty sad. It's hard to tell where the water came up on those. I don't see any lines. But I see debris and some chairs and stuff, but that's about it. There must be some people back though, because there's chairs out front, and I would have think those would have been gone. Or coming up on another sailboat up against the seawall. So if you know, those waves are blowing up all these boats up on top of buildings and bushes and all kinds of stuff, you can imagine. This one looks like it's got a lot of soil and grass gone, but the next one on either side doesn't look like it at all. So it's really weird how the damage is. Our house, for instance, was, that block had next to no damage, but we're up like 8 feet on a Indian mound, so I think we have an Indian blessing, because we've gone through a lot of things and haven't lost anything. Oops, dropped my sunglasses. Other than tree limbs, they had really trimmed the trees back for us, so we're appreciative there. We're going really slow because we want to be careful, because you never know. You know, we've seen boats that the sailboats just have their masts sticking out of the water. I guess there's people back in those condos, and some of them are looking at us. So this is the area of a lot of channels that go down to, you know, we're in St. Petersburg, Florida right now, and these channels go all the way up to, where do they end at, you know? Well, I think John's Pass, maybe? out on one of the islands. It can be deceptive though. The houses and everything look like they're pretty good, but when you go inside, if they got water inside, then there's a lot of work to be done. And the roofs, like we've seen some roofs that you can see right through to the sky. I mean, there's a pool cage. It looks like it didn't do too bad. And some people had the hurricane shutters on all their windows. That's nice. This is obviously the higher end homes. Strangely enough, fences stayed up. The plastic PVC ones that are short, if they're solid, we've seen a lot of those down around the city. But if they have that so the wind passes through, they're not so bad. There's a boat lift that's at a weird angle. There's a pool cage that's flattened. Waves must have come in and just taken that out. There's also something up against that seawall. I'm not sure what that is. It's just sometimes it's almost like a tornado where some things are random and one person will have next to nothing, and then right next to it there'll be damage. So I guess it did, Milton did spurn like 80 tornadoes throughout the middle and northern part of Florida. But look at this beautiful day. It's a Sunday afternoon, October 13th, and it is gorgeous out. You never know there was such horrific devastation. Looks like something floating over there. I don't know what that is. What do you think that is over there? We forgot to check the tide before we came. We should have.